In each file, we have multiple lessons for students. So what I recommend that you do is, first of all, make sure that you share the lesson piece that you want them to be working in so that they have access to it on their device. And then also make sure that you have this resource up as well. Because remember, the purpose of this resource is not for them to do it on their own, it's for them to be able to work with your model as you're teaching it so that they can have that hands-on practice as it's being taught. So let's look at the first section here in this example. So this has 4 different skills, and you may teach these in 4 days, or you may teach them in more days. That's fine if you break it up. But let's just assume that you're going to be working on this all about fractions section. So this would be slides 2 and 3 and 4. So what you can actually do here when you're sharing with students is you can, of course, just highlight these slides and go to File, make a copy, and you can choose to make a copy of those selected slides. So we have a tutorial on that as well, but that is something to be aware of, that you can just have your students work in those slides. Now, when you are about to teach it, what you're going to do is load it up, and you're giving your regular lesson. So as you're teaching them about fractions, you're going to be giving that definition. So you can give them a definition of a fraction. What you can do here, you have equivalent fractions as well. You can type in your definition here. Type in a definition here, and as you are teaching this and modeling, your students are doing the same on their device. You also have this draggable piece too, so as you're telling them, okay, we're going to talk about numerators and denominators. So the numerator is the number on the top. So what we're going to do is we're going to drag this square over the numerator. And that way they're able to highlight along with you. So same under the denominator. They can also type out a definition here as well. So this should be a lesson that, again, you are teaching in front of them, they are following along with you, and they're taking notes, hence the interactive notebook. So imagine when you're working with your students on paper and pencil, and you're actually working within a notebook, and they are writing things down as far as definitions go, they're circling things, they're highlighting things, they're cutting and pasting. It's like that, but digitally. So the same thing is going to go for if you're moving on to the next lesson. So in this case, you're typing in that there are 8 equal pieces, but as you are doing this, you are teaching them to count how many equal pieces there are. Okay, together we're going to count how many equal pieces. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Then type in 8. So this is something you can do live with your students. You can also pre-record it, which is great as well. But this is going to give you many examples for each and every piece of the skill. So this way, at the end of this note-taking session with your students will have these notes in order to move on to doing practice problems on their own.